Dollar. Dirt and money, no soul. Had to go and get it, ain't no time to kick it. Got a stack of flip for my foes. Dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.
Yup, what's good, original crew? We're back today, man. We got Family Secretly Films Killer then captures something shocking. This is the one you said you wanted, right?
The one I wanted, yeah.
Yo, we got so many body cam videos, man. Y'all lock in. We probably gonna be rocking body cams every day till summertime.
Maybe.
It's looking like that, though. It's looking like that, man. But hey, with that being said, before we get into it, make sure y'all check out the links in the description box.
Down below.
You already know where to go. If you want the first part, you gotta do it. Check out down below. Also, if you enjoyed today's visuals,
lock it in with a thumbs up.
But let's hop into it, man. No need to hold up. We might as well get into it. Check it out.
Facts. Let's get into it.
Let's go.
What is he doing? What is he taking out?
He's taking off. He has gloves. He has gloves in his hands.
He has gloves.
Gloves and what else?
The blanket.
Oh my God, that is my blanket.
That's your blanket.
When 19-year-old Miya Marcano goes missing, it isn't the police who uncover the biggest clues about what happened to her, but her family. In fact, it was through their own investigation that they would not only uncover a suspect, but it was Miya's family who, through their own determination, eventually caught the culprit on camera. In 2021, 19-year-old Miya had just started her second year at Valencia College, where she was pursuing an associate in arts degree. She was balancing her education and employment at the Arden Villas Apartments in Orlando, some 200 miles away from her close-knit family in Broward County, Florida. She also lived at the same apartments where she worked. Though they didn't know to be concerned at the time, Miya had recently asked several of her family members if they could come to Orlando for the weekend to see her. When no one could, she instead decided to fly home to Fort Lauderdale for a visit. Though her family was excited to have her back home, there was a chilling reason Miya felt like she needed to get away. Not knowing what was about to unfold, her aunt, Simone, later recalled this.
I felt like it was a call for help when she asked us all to come this weekend and no one couldn't make it. I feel like it was a call for help and I wasn't there for her.
At 5:06 p.m. Friday, September 24th, 2021, Miya sent a text to say she was waiting for the Uber to take her to the airport before she would fly home. After this, she suddenly stopped responding. All calls to her phone went straight to voicemail, and all text messages said that they weren't delivered. Given that Miya was incredibly close with her family and kept in near constant contact with most of them, they likely noticed something was wrong within mere moments of it happening. However, it wasn't until a few hours later that her family became certain something was amiss. Her grandmother and grandfather later spoke to a police officer and tried to explain her sense of urgency at the time.
I would say about 6 or 6:15. My husband and I left our husband to go out to dinner. I said, strange, Miya hasn't called me. I called. And the phone just said, calling mobile phone. So I figured it was in the area we were in. It was dark. So I called again. Same thing. My stomach started to hurt me. I'm not psychic, but I can always tell when something is wrong. Because I wouldn't call Miya more than twice, and she'd not answer. Even if she has to say, Mama, I'm doing something. Mama, can I call you right back? So I went to the airport. And I waited, and there was no Miya.
When Miya never got off the plane, it confirmed her family's worst fears. Little did they know things were only going to get more twisted from here. They reported her missing soon after, and one of her family members called 911.
I'm calling to find out if I can have a wellness check, please.
For the address?
Correct. I just wanted to know if an Uber picked her up or not. And then from then, her phone has been completely shut off or dead. We're not sure. We had a friend go over, but they're knocking the door. Nobody's answering. I just want to make sure that she's not there.
Okay, I mean, I can get a call center for a deputy to go out there, but a deputy is going to do the same thing. He's going to knock on the door, and if no one answers the door, he can't break down the door.
This call and lackluster response from police would set the tone for the investigation.
Facts.
An officer eventually did go to Mia's apartment at Arden Villas, but there was no answer when they knocked on Mia's bedroom door. When they tried to open the door, they found it locked from the inside. They then headed to the window from outside. Please note that the police department made redactions to the video, blacking out what the officer saw inside Mia's room. When they went around the front of the apartment, the officer was met by Mia's cousin Kaylee, who, after realizing that Mia's location was turned off on her phone, decided to take matters into her own hands and start looking for her.
No, she's definitely not in there. But
She's not in there?
no.
Did you see like any you couldn't see inside?
No, I saw inside.
Did you see like any bags?
I saw 2 suitcases under her.
Oh,
bed.
under her bed?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm not sure if that's.
I think it was always there.
Was it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but other than that.
You know what I would have did if I was the family? The window unlocked. I'm breaking and entering.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't give a fuck at this point.
Right.
You know why? He escaped through the window and shut it. That's why it's unlocked. Because I'm not gonna exit out the front door because I could put a deadbolt on. Because if the deadbolt, because that's how my roommate used to do.
Mm-hmm.
When he got evicted, he left his bedroom window unlocked.
Yeah.
And because he used to always leave out the house, he couldn't lock the door because he can't lock it with the deadbolt.
Yeah.
So I would wake up like 5 o'clock in the morning and the door is completely unlocked.
Yeah.
I have woke up in the middle of the night and the door be wide the fuck open. And I'm just like, what the And it was just me and him, even though we had a 3-bedroom.
Yeah.
But he had got evicted because he wasn't paying his portion anymore.
So he'll sneak in through his window because he left it unlocked, but he'll go out through the
front door and leave the front door
unlocked and stuff like that. Yeah, I couldn't stay. I was like, y'all.
So what I did, I ended up figuring 2 and 2 out because I'm like, bro, he doesn't have a key here.
Yeah.
And I'm locking the lock, and I'm like, bro, but somebody keeps getting in this mug. So I peeked. I said, because when I go to his bedroom, it was locked. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, I just went around. I said, oh, he's going through the window because we was on the first floor.
Yeah.
I jumped through the window. I go in. Everything it looked like a trap house. Like his bedroom looked like a trap house. I locked the window and he was gone from there. But that's how he was getting in, and he got out of it after he did whatever he did to her.
Yeah.
He literally escaped through the window.
Did you see like a teddy bear on the bed?
I can't remember now.
You want to go?
It was.
Brings it. If she was fine, she would
Really? Yeah, the room, it looked clean. Did anything look out of place?
The window, yeah. Open the window. Yeah, you can see how the window is open. Yeah, like he opened it.
Ultimately, the officer left. Law enforcement would fail to recognize the urgency of Mia's case until later, perhaps only when it was already too late.
Right?
With this less than helpful response from police, Mia's cousin Kaylee looked elsewhere for help.
And the security guard, Jay, was here. And we approached him, asked him if he knew anything. And he said yes, that he was here when the police were there. And we said, okay, like if you could please just accompany us so you could tell us about what happened when they were there.
Because they knew Mia's door was locked, Kaylee and Jay headed to the window that the officer had looked through.
Once we heard that the window was unlocked, we automatically knew that was off because my cousin had installed the window locks on all of their windows to prevent anyone from opening it from the outside, especially with them being on the first floor.
Right.
When we went up to the back, he showed us the window, and we, of course, tried to avoid touching anything because we didn't want to interfere with anything. He did mention that he saw fingerprints and that he took some himself with some tape because when he asked the police officers to take some that were there earlier, they said that they were not going to because it wasn't that type of case, I guess.
Later, the security guard would allege that when he tried to hand over the fingerprints, the deputy actually laughed and said, "This isn't a high-priority case."
Wow.
However,
really?
this allegation has never been proven.
Mm-hmm.
Jay's immediate frustration for how the scene and Mia's case was handled was palpable.
And now I'm getting mad because one of y'all deputies came out here, did not do the job that he was supposed to do. Me being a security guard, I should not have had to do the stuff that I did to have an officer come out here and look me in my face and tell me to keep the evidence that was lifted off the windowsill. Oh, a couple weeks from now, maybe we'll need it. No, you're supposed to take that now.
As strange as it was that the locks had been removed from Mia's window, it was even stranger that through the window, Kaylee could see that Mia's bedroom door had actually been barricaded from the inside by a small bookcase. Then,
and you failed to see that when you looked?
Well, it depends on the angle of the bedroom.
I guess so.
It depends on because you got to remember, like if this is one of those type of like student housing, everybody got their own bedroom. Certain bedrooms be designed with some people got little hallways in their bedroom. Like I got a little hallway, then I go, you know what I'm saying, been a corner. It just depends on how.
Yeah, that's how mine was. Yeah, I know. But
no, I'm talking about actually even in your room, you open the door, you got a little hallway.
That's what I'm talking about. That's how how my apartment was. Yeah.
But you never know. You never know.
Then she noticed.
But this, if y'all even just had went, y'all know somebody don't want y'all in this room.
Something else that would later become integral.
While we were back there, I was looking at the parking lot, the woody area behind with the fence. We were like, why is there a chair behind the fence? He said, oh, that's been there for a long time. And I was like, it's kind of weird, though, because the placement of it looks directly into their windows. It's kind of at a slight angle. So that was a little bit concerning. But he was like, no, that chair's been there for a long time. So I was like, okay, no problem.
Yeah, it's been there for a long time because somebody's been sitting there watching and peeping.
Like, what's a long time? A month? Or 2 months? Like, what's a long time?
How long has she been there? Probably a long time because typically people, he been watching and late at night sitting in a chair. Damn.
While we were back there, he mentioned another thing that was odd to him was that most people in the guest parking lot don't park, like parallel park in this one corner, which made sense to me because there are parking spots that go straight there. So if you're parallel parked back there, they can't get out. So he said what was weird to him is that there was a large tire track.
This all seemed to hint that some awful fate had befallen Miya. But what exactly remained to be seen?
Into the apartment, we all put on gloves and again asked Jay to come with us just to... I guess with the name security, he made us feel more secure having him there. We went into her room, avoided touching anything, and we immediately noticed that her room was in a disarray. Very out of character from Miya.
However, even more shocking was the sight of something still in her room.
She has her decorative pillows, her sleeping pillows, and then, of course, the king of the world, her Teddy. So Teddy usually sits right on the bed if he's not going with her wherever it is that she's going. If she's going to work, there's times that Teddy goes to work. Every trip, Teddy goes. Teddy's been on vacation with other people. Teddy has lived his life.
With this in mind, her family knew she wouldn't simply have left the bear behind. And yet Teddy was still in her room. This meant one thing. Miya hadn't left. She wasn't not answering her phone. And her phone wasn't simply dead. She had been taken. But the teddy bear wasn't the most concerning thing discovered in Miya's room, as Kaylee explains.
When we walked in, the cubby that was blocking the door was in the walkway, and there was her chain was busted. She usually wears 2 chains, one that says her name, and then a second one that has a heart pendant. So I know the chain is the heart pendant one because the pendant was missing, and the Miya one would have 2 separate pieces. So we saw that her bangles, she has a lot of bangles, and they were given to her as gifts from like old family friends. So they're really sentimental for her. So to see them on the floor was a lot. To see them bent that way, I was like, okay, there's definitely something wrong here. Then we also noticed the blood on the pillow, and we were thinking of course you look at it and you're like thinking, well, maybe it could be old. And but then we're like, but she would have tried to get that out, or she would have at least put a pillowcase on to cover it up, because you're not going to be sleeping on a naked, bloody pillow. Yeah. So that was a little bit concerning as well. After that, we continued to look around the room and found little bits and pieces that just kind of indicated that there was some type of struggle. The bed was moved. We could see the grooves in the carpet were different. They were here, and then the legs were pushed off. The bed head was kind of crooked. And then while examining underneath the bed, someone flipped over the rug. She has a blue furry rug and found a box cutter. When we saw that, we were like, okay, that definitely can't be Mia's.
The box cutter would turn out to be an important clue, as would the item they found in the trash, a single rose. Already feeling like Mia's disappearance wasn't receiving the kind of urgent attention they knew it needed, the rest of her family traveled the same day she was reported missing to gather at the Arden Villas apartments to continue the search, knowing that this was the last place she'd been seen. They would soon have a shocking and disturbing interaction. It's unclear exactly what happened in the moments prior, but one of Mia's family members began recording when someone else showed up, claiming to also be looking for Miya. The person recording kept their phone either in their pocket or their hand covered the camera, as we can't yet see what was happening until later. We can, however, hear the mysterious person talking with various members of Mia's family, including her father.
I'm too old for this. This is her friend Tati. Tati knows our relationship. I promise you. Nothing like that. Tati woke me up out of my sleep to come here and to see if I saw anything, because we didn't know you guys were here. You're not hearing about it for the first time today. Yes, I was home to see.
You still have text messages?
Me and her haven't talked for like a few weeks. Like I told you, I try to fall back. I'm older than her, so I don't even have her number now. All serious.
The man speaking is 27-year-old Armando Manuel Caballero. Armando worked as a maintenance man at Arden Villas, and he met Miya when the two became co-workers. In fact, he'd started at Arden Villas right after Miya, around 2 months prior to her disappearance. Now, around 3:45 a.m., approximately 10 hours after Miya was last seen, and though he lived at a different apartment complex, Armando was unexpectedly back at Arden Villas. This obviously struck Mia's family as odd, but the entire interaction would only become more concerning.
Where's her roommate? I'll leave inside. Because I heard you had a recent conversation with her. Like,
Though it isn't shown in the footage, Simone, Mia's aunt, witnessed something fall out of Armando's pocket when he first got out of his car, something that looked like a key fob.
Ooh.
This would turn out to be crucial later.
I was leaking her wall and I dropped off the vacuum because I was involved. Other than that, it's just work.
you never went in the apartment to fix anything.
Before I have, yes. We had to do all the apartments.
But I noticed a lot of stuff, because I set up the apartment myself.
Mm-hmm.
And I set up certain
and
things.
I seen you move.
Yeah, and I seen you already too. I seen you before.
Trust me, bro. I got all good vibes. I'm not like that.
Nah, but
I wouldn't even came out here.
Yeah, but from what I'm hearing, I didn't hear nothing good about you yet.
Really?
Okay, come on.
What Armando didn't know was that because Miya was so close to her,
Then you trying to say that me and her were talking.
I haven't talked to her in a few weeks. I don't have her number. Huh?
And other people would know for a fact if you were... She's in college.
You know what I'm saying?
You're 27.
Right.
It was her sophomore year, so she's either 19, 20, depending on when the birthday falls and all that. You're 27, which in college, we all legal consenting adults. But if people say, hey, you give off bad vibes, they know her, it's kind of easy to assume, you know?
Right.
to her family, they immediately recognized him as someone she'd told them about.
Oh,
and because of what she told them, they were likely suspicious when he showed up at Arden Villas.
Mm-hmm.
And if you haven't been talking to, why the fuck you gonna randomly show up?
Show up for?
Because of what she told them, they were likely suspicious when he showed up at Arden Villas.
Been sending her text messages like that, like trying to tell her, express your feelings for her.
As a regular thing, when the property was...
How is it a regular thing if you just said that you're older than her? Why is it a regular thing if you're expressing your feelings to her? Why is that? How is that a regular thing?
Why'd you cash out for that amount of money?
She said she had to help you.
She had to help me? My daughter would never tell you that.
On my soul, she told me that.
She would never tell you that.
On my soul, she said that.
But you just told me that you haven't spoken to her for so long.
Because that was a while ago.
That was a while ago?
This week.
That was a while ago?
I'm in her cash app.
Right.
That was this week.
You see, Miya had complained about Armando, though he told her family he didn't have her number.
Oh, you fucked up. You fucked with the wrong person.
What you said? Period.
Her family, like,
they close. She
like,
talks to them. She tells them things. She's informing them what's going on.
You thought
Did you pay her to talk to you?
I guess he thought nobody gonna come.
I guess so.
You know, some dudes think, you know what I'm saying, if I spend a little money on you, you'll start liking me a little bit more.
If I done told you I don't want to talk, I'm avoiding you, I'm not responding to you, I'm not giving you...
Oh, and you know another thing, how he probably, you know, he can easily get... Because we work together, so it's easy for me to get your phone number. Mm-hmm. Because... Also, I got keys, so I can go to a room or something, look at the rollery, because you got to have all employee contact information.
Yeah.
And other employees have other people contact information, so we share contact information. She worked there. Also, with Cash App, I've never used Cash App a day in my life, so I really don't know how to operate. But can't you just put somebody's phone number in the Cash App and you see?
And find them.
Yeah, you can find them like that.
Got
so,
phone number.
Bam. You got her phone number from working with her. Send her Cash Out. She probably never told you to send her anything.
You probably just sending stuff.
Sending stuff to see if you could. You know how some dudes be doing? They be blocked, right? Blocked from call, blocked from text, blocked on social media. They'll send money through the Cash App to try to talk. Maybe that's what it was. Ain't no telling.
Liar.
This is giving weird vibes, though.
And claimed to have last spoken to Miya a few weeks ago. It would soon be revealed that that wasn't even remotely true. Miya often took screenshots of the things Armando was texting her and sent it either to her family members or to her friends. This included when, in the week before she went missing,
somebody off the casa. I'm dead. It's only been like a week. Y'all, wait, guys. Oh, so she's
like in a group chat. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Cash App requested 15 open Cash App. Sent you $600. Damn.
Armando sent her a random Cash App payment for the amount of $600. Though Miya declined the money, she sent a screenshot of the message Armando included with the payment to a group text with other Arden Villa's employees, titled "Off the Casa." Armando wrote to Miya, "Mama's good morning. I don't want you to feel any way about me giving you this. Like I said from before, you grew on me, and I feel I didn't have too much of a reason to be in your face unless I was making a difference. Because I'm just a man, and that's how I see it. From hearing you vent about your fam situation and hearing about how you're not able to live your life fully because of the difference in responsibility, and from the first few times I heard that, I've been planning and wanting..."
Boy, she ain't even talking to you. You eavesdropping on her conversation she having with other people that she consider friends.
And don't even really know what's happening, going on. You know what I'm saying? Taking things out of context. Like, it ain't got nothing to do with you. I don't need you to send me no money. Ask you for no money.
She probably just complaining because she's a college student and she's having to work a job. And she, like we all do.
Yeah.
Man, I gotta work this job. My parents can't help me out and stuff. Like, I come from a struggling family.
Don't even know that. Because again, you probably don't even know. Like, if she's not talking to you directly and telling you things, you just
I'm just saying, like we all have had those conversations in college. Nobody wants to work while in college. I know I have. Have you ever had them type of conversation?
Mm-mm.
I know I have. Like, damn, bro, I can't. Gotta work. Y'all, my roommates ain't gotta work because they paying. They like, man, y'all lucky, bro. I'm like out here working 40 hours a week, working 3 jobs, bro.
To bless you, but it's not much. But it's yours. Enjoy it however you like. I don't want it back. Don't send it back. That was money I was putting up from turn to spend on dates or gifts for you. But I'd rather just give you the money so you could do what you actually need or want with it." Her friend responded to the screenshot. "It just sucks that he works with you because I would keep it, but if you don't do what he wants, he gonna act crazy." Mia's friend likely had no idea how true that was. Armando had an interesting explanation for the Cash App payment.
Because her mother didn't pay her rent no more. And when we was doing time, we've been friends already since June. And I know Rashid seen me hurt and Rashid chilled. There's nothing there.
She didn't chill with you. She chilled. It was you. And you know what's so weird? It's a lot of dudes like him that was, man, it was me, her, and Rashid chill. But Rashid knew that I was interested, but she wasn't interested in you. It's never just you and her actually communicating. Y'all are not in communication on no type of level. Yeah. You overhearing conversations you having on a job and thinking you involved in something. Y'all will be delusional. This is a delusional individual who's making up these scenarios in his head that she likes him or there's something going on, a connection. They probably chilling at the clubhouse. Mm-hmm. They probably just all kicking at the clubhouse. You're not privately hanging with this girl. Right. And in your head you fantasizing like y'all pursuing some type of relationship. Weird ass niggas.
Rashid seen me hurt and Rashid chill. There's nothing there. I never came in after hours. I never bothered her.
Did they take a statement from you earlier on?
I just found out she was missing.
You saw her today?
Just found out, but I found out a few hours ago.
And you saw her today?
At work, yes.
Have you done any work inside that apartment?
Not recently.
So when?
So who's the maintenance person that was in the apartment yesterday?
Ooh.
Or 2 days ago? Somebody was maintenance.
You had to be there recently because you told me that you bought the fan there, so you were there recently.
This is an integral question. As Armando was in maintenance at Arden Villas, he had an assigned key fob, which could access every single apartment and that worked during business hours. For after-hours maintenance, an on-call key fob was shared among the maintenance staff, with the device in the possession of whomever was on call at the time. 3 days earlier, on Tuesday, September 21st, Armando had delivered some fans to Mia's apartment, as there'd been flooding. The maintenance request had been legitimate, but the troubling issue of Armando's access to her apartment hadn't escaped Mia's family members.
So you were there recently.
Tuesday.
So that was
so you were in this apartment on Tuesday.
So that I wonder, was Miya there, right? When he arrived there and brought the fans, to be able to scope out to even see these things on these latches on her window, and then to be able to see which, because it looks like it gives me college apartments, right? Like college student apartments. So also, was this the way you were able to determine which bedroom was hers? Now he didn't know which bedroom was hers, so had been sitting out there.
So we think
with the chair,
or even the fact that you have been in there before
on some maintenance
shit, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Tuesday,
I didn't do work. I just dropped the vacuum on.
Bro, something ain't adding up, bro.
She had a leak from her living room to her room.
Coincidentally, like that just happened. You know what I'm saying? That just happened. That leak just all of a sudden just happened, just out of the blue. When we in her room, and the thing.
I cannot. That's nothing I can physically do that.
All right, and the person who went in today too went through the window too. You know what I'm saying? All right, but you got access to that place, though. Right or wrong? Right or wrong?
You have
right or wrong? You have access to it, right?
You have access to the apartments, right? As a maintenance worker, you have access to the apartments. Yeah. And what is your protocol when you're going into the apartments? You guys just knock and go in?
We knock 2 or 3 times. We wait. Nobody answers. We open the door. We knock again. We stab the door. We wait. Nobody answers. Then enter the apartment.
As police would soon find out, Armando isn't telling the truth here. Mia's family member, who has been recording this strange encounter, finally raises their phone and captures Armando in the footage. He can be seen standing next to an officer.
As of right now, you have sent obsessive text to Miya. We have all seen the text. You talked about giving her your life savings. You cash out her money, and you claim that you weren't in touch. It's on text. As a matter of fact, we're going to get a police report to pull your phone records if that's the case.
As it would turn out, because Miya had sent so many of the texts from Armando to her friends and family, the police didn't need to pull Armando's phone records to see that something was off.
There's evidence of obsession. You're fascinated with me.
It's not only from my side, so don't try to make this.
No one's saying that. It takes.
She's not here to defend herself right now.
Obviously, she's missing. Right. So we're talking to you, who've been going back and forth on text.
That is your family.
Right.
You think possibly when he first started working there and probably was trying to flirt with her, she probably kind of entertained it at first and kind of peep how he was in bad thought.
Probably so. Sometimes
stuff like
that happens. Yes, it happens, and people start moving weird, and intuition start kicking in, and you start getting like different like weird little vibes, and you're like, okay, something not right. Let me fall back, and you're not getting a clue. You're not getting a hint.
But the problem in this situation is the individual works with you, so you're gonna see the individual, and the individual knows where you
live, or it could be a case has access to your apartment.
Yes.
Or it could be a case where she never gave him any type of, other than just being friendly. Just, hey, bye, a little conversation. We work together.
Attractive young lady who is friendly is a dangerous game. Because it be guys like this who don't understand the signs of just a friendly nature.
Yeah, like really she's probably just a nice, sweet person. I have no reason to treat you ill.
Yeah.
So, but you think that it's something more. It could be one of those cases. So, but we'll see.
But until we figure out what's going on, just don't beat me up.
Nobody ain't beating you up.
I'm guilty.
But you put yourself in the middle right here. You brought yourself
Honey, that happens a lot.
The entire interaction with Armando out front of our...
The guilty person always shows up to try to see...
They want to see how much you know, try to make sure...
And keep up with the case.
Keep up.
And see what the cops...
That always happens.
That's always...
So right here, you brought yourself over here.
The entire interaction with Armando out front of Arden Villas was odd. But what Armando said next did nothing but raise suspicions against him.
I've never done nothing bad to me. Never done it.
The videos capturing this incident end abruptly after this, but Mia's aunt describes what happened next.
Armando got in his car. The officer never searched the vehicle. I don't know if there's procedure. He never looked in the vehicle or touched anything, told him to wind down with nothing. The vehicle took off. They went to the maintenance room. They came back. Armando then left.
After driving away from the officer and...
I'll say this. I guess the reason why he didn't really look into anything because he's at this moment he's not
considered to be a suspect.
So we can't search anything because also we don't have probable cause to search. He never gave out probable cause to search anything. He's not a possible suspect, and we don't have a warrant. Yeah. So even if we found anything inside the car, it could be admissible in court, and his lawyer can get it thrown out. Yeah. So even if they found any evidence, could have still been.
And I know that sucks, and I hate that.
It's like not that.
Law. Yeah, and I understand you have protocol, you have rules and laws and stuff that we have to abide by.
Yeah.
But it just at the end of the day, it just still when you think about it, it just sucks because you give people so much time to
get away with the murder.
Basically, hide evidence, wash away of evidence, clean, do whatever they need to do. But yeah.
Mia's family members. Armando was seen again driving around the buildings with his lights off. One of Mia's family members noticed something else that was incredibly concerning about Armando.
Yeah, I noticed. So it almost looked like he had bronzer on because this area was it was puffed up and slightly bruised, reddish. But how it was dark in the night when the lights, you could see, when skin is stretched to a point that it shines?
Yeah.
Because with the swelling.
Knowing what they did of his fixation with Miya, his return to the Arden Villas apartments the same day that Miya went missing raised red flags for her family. Little did they know.
What if all this is the same day she was reported missing. So she probably went missing the night before. What if he was actually trying to come back and clean up and then know that the police was over there? You know what I'm saying?
Didn't even know her family was here.
Yeah.
Armando was hiding another, even more disturbing secret. The next day, there was still no sign of Miya anywhere, and it was only now that the police would begin to take the case seriously, though slowly. Someone from the Harris County Sheriff's Office even reached out to the Orange County Sheriff's Office about Miya's case, and there appeared to be a distinct lack of urgency.
Okay, it hasn't been turned over to a detective yet because it takes up to 5 business days.
How to consider someone lesser?
No. There is a case number number already attached to this, and there is a case. I'm just saying that they don't have it assigned to somebody. But if we make contact with her and we run her name, we know she'll be missing because she's in the system as missing.
So who normally has? So you have a missing persons division?
This is considered a missing persons, and they're not open today. They'll be open on Monday.
As investigators finally started to look deeper into the case, they spoke with Marlon, Mia's father.
So my theory as to what happened is that she was in the bathroom, or maybe she was now getting home. Either she was in the bathroom or she was now getting home, and the person was under the bed. So the person was under the bed, and that's where they had the box cutter and everything. And either when she came in, they startled her, or when she was coming out of the bathroom. You understand? The person who we suspect is somebody who works here.
I heard about it. Okay.
Her family also gathered again, this time inside Arden Villas.
The police officers came and they said they weren't going to do anything but file a missing person report. She's an adult. They can't do an Amber Alert because she's over 18. But according to that officer, this is a typical college room that doesn't seem to look obstructed or tampered with. He said they weren't going to do much until a couple days pass and it becomes more.
If you haven't got any information, if you haven't heard from her.
As news of Mia's disappearance spread, calls flooded in as people tried to give any helpful information to aid in the search.
And what do you want to report?
We just got a message saying that a girl had been missing since 5 p.m. yesterday, and me and my roommate around, I'd say maybe 7 p.m., and we heard a girl and a guy, and they were screaming, but it didn't sound like good screams. It sounded like really bad screams. And we actually went downstairs to see if we could find anything, and we heard a woman and a man screaming at each other, arguing in an apartment on the first floor. I don't know if this would be helpful information, but it was.
Police sucked ass on this case.
And a lot of times they do, and it pisses me off so bad. So much time passed. Y'all just drag y'all feet and feel like things are not urgent and important. And I'm this is the time, in those first few hours, of things being reported, it's vital. And y'all we'll give it a couple days and see.
Because even if the neighbors even reported a disturbance,
y'all would have been it's nothing.
It's probably also because it's a college
apartment. Y'all want to really
boyfriend and girlfriends arguing.
Ain't having an argument. It'll be all right. It'll blow. It'll blow.
They're
over.
Probably drunk and intoxicated because it also sounded like it was the weekend.
Yeah.
Something that stood out to us last night. And after hearing about a girl going missing today, I figured I should report it just in case it could help.
All of this was helpful, but Mia's family was already sure they had a suspect, Armando. Right. Mia's family had been right. It did appear that Armando was obsessed with Miya. In one screen-recorded video, it can be seen that Armando was sending her long, multiple messages. Part of these messages say, quote, "You drew back, which I understand, because you a woman and you don't know me that well, so you need your boundaries. I know I come off strong and crazy." After screen recording the messages, Miya sent the video to a group chat, writing, "When does it stop?" The issue of Armando's text messages would come up again and again as police began interviewing her friends.
And Jasmine, can you tell me what happened in a group chat between you, Miya, and the other individual?
Yes. So basically we have a group chat where we talk about normal things that are happening. But in this chat, there's just been multiple times where Miya will send over screenshots like we do of people that we're talking to or just things like that. Sometimes complaining or just having issues with Armando sending her long text messages out of the blue, emotional messages to her even when she was barely giving him real responses back, sending her long emotional messages, getting upset at her for not responding to him, all types of things. And from the start, her making it clear that although she did find him attractive or whatever the case may be, she has never necessarily wanted anything serious with him. They have never dated. They've never been involved in any aspect like that.
That detail didn't seem to deter Armando.
Because that's kind of how, in the beginning, she was like, oh, yeah, he's an attractive guy. But then maybe they interacted some type of way, just having conversation and she probably got an ick or like like
or like
no.
even like, hey, yeah, you got my number, we like text or whatever, like in the beginning,
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
just
yeah,
hey, how you doing, good, you know, just short conversation.
But
then you start to get weird, and
yeah.
then I'm going to draw back because something's not right, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, you do get that feeling like he coming on a little too strong, and I'm just not getting a good vibe. And some guys or people, I say just people, because you have women too that, you know, I don't want to just single out guys, but
Yeah.
in this case, a guy don't get the like, they can not, like, they just don't get the hint, like, okay, she don't want anything to,
Yeah,
like,
she ain't interested.
yeah,
Let me
and
just
don't
move
know how
on.
to handle rejection, like, bro.
But that's why I say sometimes like it's better out being straightforward with an individual than try to send hints, because like you just stated, a lot of people can't. Even though he's 27, he doesn't know how to take a hint, and unless you be straightforward with some of these people, they just don't get it.
Sometimes you can't even do that. Just I'm just speaking from experience. Sometimes you can't even do that. But
Armando. In one text to her friends, Miya wrote, "Then if I don't respond, we know he getting the paragraphs ready."
I always found it weird with that because I'm like, she's young, like she's 19, she's a freshman. I always found him to be weird because I'm like, this girl is like a young girl. She's not trying to be tied down with you, like, you know? And she made that very clear to him. So that's just the thing for me.
Is that a piece of hair?
I'm not sure what it is.
Cause I'm like, what? Cause the cut he got looked like a fresh cut, and I'm like, what if he did have long hair and ended up cutting his hair?
Yeah.
Because some got pulled out or something. I don't know. That's a reach.
Did they ever have any altercations with each other or any kind
Like
of
fights?
Yeah.
They never had any fights. He was very much a like messagey type of person. Like, I never had any situations in regards to like her telling me like, oh, they got into like actual altercation. She did tell me that recently he tried to like make us not a scene, but like be petty towards her at work. He said it in a way like it was drawing attention because people were kind of like, dang, like, why'd you say it like that towards her or whatever? And she was like, in the chat we were talking about, like, that's crazy that he's trying to like show out and call you a weirdo and stuff when he's the one that sends you long dramatic text messages every single day.
Miya sent a text to the group chat saying, "Y'all, I'm confused," and a screenshot of a message Armando sent her saying, "I don't got any more patience with you. You honestly showed me the type of person you are. Like you said, people fall for your looks. Well, I seen the type of person you are. I don't got the energy or the fakeness to tolerate giving myself to you even as a friend. We two different kind of people." Armando also texted me at,
You know what's so weird? You keep blowing her up texting, and it shows that she's not even responding back to you.
Yeah.
So at this point, you're talking to yourself, and making these.
You're the weirdo.
quote, "Just leave me alone if you don't have no intent to show any significance in my life."
So Tuesday would have been the 21st. So
The
September
21st.
21st was the last. And can you tell me what that message said?
Yes, so we were talking like normal. She said, "I saw Armando just now. He had to bring me the blower and he was like, I think I cleared my mind enough and I'm ready to follow you back on Instagram." Because like I said, he would get overly emotional and obsessive over her. So like if she was posting and doing things and not talking to him, he would get upset and send her messages about that. So then she sent a screenshot after he left of what he said. And he basically said, "Everything else burnt out, but respectfully, I can't lie. I would have loved to taste you or see how it was at least once." And she said, "Y'all help me, what the F?" Like asking what she should say to that. And I was like, what do you say to that when it's coming from a crazy person? Right. And she said,
Why we never went to management?
Why what?
Not just Miya, but even like fellow employees, because she's literally crying out for help. But she's like, I can't like shake him, and I don't know if I like approach it a certain way, it can be dangerous for me.
Right.
So that's the reason why I'm like, it will be more, but still, he didn't even know where the fuck.
And that's the thing. Bro. I'm like, you work with him. Not only do you work with him, but you live where you work at, and he works where you live at.
That's what I always say. Never
it's
live. Never work where you live.
It's a hard situation, and the way he seems, he have been still found the way to find out where you stay at.
True.
If he didn't, you know what I'm saying? Because he just, I don't know.
True, man.
Like if he met you elsewhere, or not elsewhere, but if y'all work together but you didn't live here.
Cause what
you
if
know
that was his shirt that he sat in? He would have watched you one day. It probably tried to break in through the window. Saw you in a room.
That's
You
why I
never
asked
know.
how long has a chair been there? What is a long time? Because he's only been working there. What they said earlier? 3 months,
6 to 8 months.
6. Oh, was it 6 months?
Yeah.
Oh, something like that. Some months. So I'm like, what's a long time? A year? How long has a chair been there? Because he could have been. That
Late
could
at
be a
night.
place where he
And
does
that's what I
sit
like.
and watch.
Because
and
he's so obsessed
stalk.
with you. He like, I just wish I could have tasted it. Because he done seen you. Or at least experienced it. He done said, and I don't know if you ever had your blinds open. You know, because it looks like you in a ducked out back area as well, the way your bedroom window is facing. So it's probably not heavy activity back there either at certain times of the night. Especially for somebody to have a chair that's literally slanted towards her bedroom. So somebody knows that I can sit back here and look right at her and nobody will see me.
Said no, for real. I'm like, whoa. And I said I would be like, let's keep it cute, friend, because
Wrong response. Wrong response. The best response, hey, we might have to take this to the property manager. And the property manager would have to fire him or fire me.
It honestly,
Because this is the response that lets you let him down easy. But like I said, a person like him, you can't let down easy. You have to, let's just keep it cute, friend, with a smiley face. He think that's flirtation.
honestly, even with what you want to respond, it can still be like dangerous.
Yeah,
even what the friend wanted to respond can be dangerous. Dealing with the person that he seems like he sends these own messages talking to himself. So me even saying anything back to you can be a dangerous thing for me. I don't know what would tick you off. I don't know if I say something that rub you the wrong way.
Or
I
how
don't
you
know if I would
respond to
respond to
anything.
something that will remind you of another situation or really take you. I don't know, and it's hard to say.
Or block.
And even blocking you will do nothing for me because you know where I stay.
Yeah.
And it's hard. And you got keys to my place.
That's why I said report it to the property manager would have been the best thing.
That would have been the best thing, but you still know where I stay unless y'all move me.
Yeah.
Or unless I just move to a whole nother apartment.
Also, and file a police report.
Which sometimes don't do much either. A restraining order, we know, don't do too much, you know?
I don't know what to say. And I basically said that because I was like basically like deflecting from the talk because you guys said like we're just friends.
Armando replied to that text from Miya saying, right, whatever, you out-cooled me. I really didn't take no L. Why you trying to be so cool? I get it, it's over. I knew it was you making it seem like I'm making a mistake. So all the way through.
Because she responded.
She did end up responding with the friend said.
With the same way old girl told him, let's keep it cute, friend. That was the wrong.
Through, I'ma let it go, just holler at you at work, bucko. But it seemed that Armando didn't take her rejection well. Mia's friend Rashid shared a similar story.
He started sending her, not just paragraphs. It was, I could swipe and read it. And it was so much to read that I was like, dang, wow. I didn't obviously read through all of it, but she would show me some of the stuff she was saying in some of the paragraphs and how and I was telling her he's crazy, whatever. And he was buying her all this stuff. He was giving her stuff every week. He got her these flowers that were in her room, the blue flowers, because she had, I guess he overheard a conversation that she wanted him or something, or I saw it on her phone or something.
In another screenshot Miya shared, Armando wrote to her, and you ain't showed one concern of even giving me the opportunity to gain ground with you. If anything, every time I felt like I got closer to you the next day or the next hour, you acting colder. This ain't the grounds to the beginning of something good. I haven't been nothing but frustrated and confused the majority of the time. Miya wrote back, yo, I spoke to yesterday perfectly fine. Then I went out damn, why do you always have to act like this? Can you just chill? Armando texted back. If I have no reason to act like this, then you tell me one situation where you did any gesture to validate me, small or big, to make me feel special. A bagel, a lunch, a real compliment. At least a real statement of what you think about me, because I'm really starting to think you cold-hearted. Armando's obsessive behavior wasn't just over texting, as Rashid explains.
One day I opened up my apartment when Miya was staying there, and he was outside doing something. And I remember because I opened the door to open the door for her, and I was going to lock it behind her, and he was there, and she was like, oh, hey. He was outside my apartment.
Just standing there?
Now, he was working on something, but, like, it just progressively got weirder and weirder, and whatever. After, like, time started passing, and she started seeing, like, who he really was and stuff, she told me, like, she was kind of nervous that he had the keys to her apartment.
Yeah.
And one time she mentioned that she left her house one time, the AC was working perfectly. And she came back a little while after, and the AC was broke. She was stuck on 79. And I know, like, the maintenance people, like, I know it's easy to mess with the AC, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
And he was the on-call person.
Yeah.
And so I'm thinking that he, like, messed with the AC because she would have to call the emergency line, which he has to respond to because it's after hours. So she said that she didn't want to call him, so she went to get another maintenance guy to come fix the AC.
Mm-hmm.
As Rashid shared, Miya had a good reason to be worried.
Some of my other friends have told me that he said stuff to them, like she found one of my other female friends found him like in their apartment. He was like, "What are you doing in here?" And he was like, "Oh, I'm fixing something." I remember she had said something to her. I think it was like along the lines of, "I just want to like take a nap in your bed" or something like that. Like it's weird, you feel me?
Yeah, that is weird.
After speaking to another resident at Arden Villas, it seemed that there was a pattern in Armando's behavior.
I had just gotten out of the shower too, and I heard knocking and maintenance. I didn't want to answer it because I didn't put in a report. And then I heard the door open and I heard it close. And then when I went out, they were still out there knocking, but I did hear the door open and close. I got dressed, opened the door, asked him if he needed anything. He said, "Did you put in a report for your dishwasher to be fixed?" I told him no.
Perhaps finally realizing that Armando needed to be investigated, police spoke to his boss, Lemuel Arroyo.
How would you describe Armando?
I would say very, very peaceful guy. Very.
He should have been fired.
And the property manager. I ain't gonna hold you. I've dealt with women property manager, and
It's totally different.
And I dealt with male property
Same.
manager. Personally, I rather deal with a woman property manager. They're easier to talk to. They're easier, more understanding, and they're more observant to see certain bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Men, no. Just personally, no.
I've dealt with both as well, and it is night and day. No disrespect to men, but men property managers or whatever. You do have some that are good, but just for personal experience, it is night and day. And that is crazy to me.
You can't get shit done. You can't get.
You won't not pass one and really take their job serious. Oh, I'm talking about woman.
No, I'm talking about I'm saying with a woman. I mean, with a man, it's like hard to get certain things. Like, you be like, "Hey, I came to you about this. Hey, next week, hey, bro."
They drag their feet. Everything.
What's up, man? Oh yeah. Like, bro, stop bullshitting me, bro. With a woman, she gonna write it down. She more organized. It's night and day, bro.
Easy to manage. I was very happy with their performance. To keep eye contact, sometimes avoid eye contact. Now all this going on made me think, why sometimes when we talking, he trying not look at me? I don't know.
Although he was known at work to be private, Armando had been in a bit of trouble before. Years ago, after setting off firecrackers in his college dorm, he lost his football scholarship as a result. With his job at Arden Villas, he was attempting to start fresh. Friday, the same day that Miya went missing, Lemuel noticed that Armando's body language and behavior was off when he received his work uniform.
But then when he left, he was shaking, even without we knowing all this was about to happen,
And you've never seen that before out of him?
No.
Noel, who worked in maintenance with Armando, also saw Armando acting strange on Friday.
So he was more quiet, you thought?
He was more quiet.
Was that?
I asked him, "Yo, you okay?" He said, "Yeah."
You said the change you noticed was that he just seemed More quiet.
With this in mind, investigators take a look at the records of who used the maintenance key fob. While the officer only turns on the audio of her body cam a few seconds before the following footage begins.
And why y'all not doing certain things properly with the body cam and shit? That's also pissing me off.
It appears they're talking about Armando.
My biggest concern is he has right now a fob that can get him access to every apartment because he's on call. So I was going to have one of my employees just erase the fob, but the only way to do it is to literally go to each and every apartment door with a cancel key, because unless we have the physical fob, we can't just erase it. You have to go to each individual lock and do what's called an interrogation report, and then load that to the computer, and it gives you the lock history of everything.
The worker from Arden Villas eventually gets the report on the lock history for Mia's apartment.
This is that. That's my on-call maintenance fob at 4:34.
But that's before, correct?
Yes. But
I don't understand.
I don't understand why he would have been there.
Is it Armando?
Yeah.
To most, this would seem like particularly damning evidence, but it only got worse. While checking out an apartment that was set up the same as Mia's, though not her actual room, the officer asks a chilling question.
So he accessed her room at 4:30, correct? There's no service supposed to be in her room or anything like that, right?
And I don't remember if I saw that he left with that fob. She would have been home, so if he was just hanging out, now I'm like worried, what if he was...
See, what's up?
Nothing, go ahead.
No, what you say?
I just said like her dad said, he probably was under the bed the entire time or hiding somewhere in the apartment or in her room, but you can press play.
Room or anything like that, right?
And I don't remember if I saw that he left with that fob. She would have been home, so if he was just hanging out, now I'm like worried, what if he was literally waiting for her? They've got my head all screwed up, I can't know.
Because of the record of the key fob, it was clear that 30 minutes before Mia's work shift had ended, Armando had entered her apartment. And it also seemed that he had never left, or at least there was no record of him leaving. Mia's key was then used to open the door at 5:06, and as the worker suspects, it looks like Armando could have been waiting for her. By reviewing the security footage, investigators spotted Armando driving a golf cart near Mia's apartment, which coincided with the times the maintenance key fob showed it was used on her front door. They also uncovered what they believed to be the last image of Miya as she walked to her apartment just before she went missing. While there was the possibility of an innocent explanation, on Thursday, September 23rd, Armando had asked Miya if she would have time to talk about something mysterious on Friday, the day.
Miya, yes, do you work? Or got class tomorrow? Class. Oh, that's right, you're going to Broward. And if you had time, I just wanted to talk to you. Tomorrow. Not sure yet and what you want to talk about. See, and that's another thing. She keeps giving him, like, conversation. Like, even if it's the minute of a conversation, like, there's a person you cannot talk to at all. Okay, it's nothing big, but if your day is busy, it's whatever. I'll let you know how my day goes. That's insane, bro.
She went missing. Miya had replied, "What do you want to talk about?"
Ooh. He found out she ain't got work tomorrow. She's got class. So that's when he knew, like, all right, this is my opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
About. Armando wrote back, "It's nothing big, but if your day is busy, it's whatever." Miya replied, "I'll let you know how my day goes." However, there was one other piece of evidence that didn't quite fit. 2 hours after Miya went into her apartment, Armando called the Arden Villas office staff and asked to be let into the front gate as he was responding to a maintenance call that was made around 7 p.m. Just 5 minutes later, someone used Mia's key fob on the exterior lock of her apartment. It would be nearly impossible for Armando to have been at the gate of Arden Villas and then 5 minutes later unlocking Mia's door. The question was this Miya herself, and was the timeline of her disappearance a few hours later than her family believed? Or was this evidence of her kidnapper using her key fob? While the police may have still been collecting evidence, Mia's distraught family members already felt certain that they knew where to look for answers about Mia's disappearance. With Armando...
So, he told them to let him in the gate, but y'all never got evidence of him leaving out the apartment complex. Because that would have had cameras too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or he would have had to drive out. Or, let's be honest, he probably went in her bedroom, knew that, and unlocked the window and propped the window up a little bit. She went in, she's not thinking to constantly check my windows, so he probably came back through the windows. Because the people said they heard, and she could have been in the bathroom, because it did look like she had some stuff in the bathroom, like she was getting ready. He came in through the window, could have disturbed her, and that's when the argument ensued. You know what I mean?
But what about the 4:30 entry?
What? That's what I'm saying. I'm saying he went in that way. He went out. He never went back out through the front door. He went out through the window. And he
then
left
came
the window
back.
propped open.
You said, and you think he probably came back?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Caballero himself.
And that's the reason why somebody had the key fob. Her key fob was used again at 7 o'clock. She probably came back in. He went through the window. Because it was around 7 o'clock when the girls heard a disturbance.
True.
To look for answers about Mia's disappearance with Armando Caballero himself. While continuing their search for Miya, some of her family members decided to begin surveillance of their own, and they would soon uncover some of the most chilling evidence yet.
I happened to overhear Armando's address when he was giving it to the officer.
Oh, no.
And I said, I'm going to do a pit stop. Put it in the GPS, and then we continued to his house. He didn't see us at first. I made a U-turn, and I went into the parking lot across the street from him. Here's his apartment complex. Here's my vehicle facing him. That's when he started touching the indentation of his car. He tried leaving the complex last night with his lights off, and he hit another vehicle. He was touching, so his vehicle is dented.
It became clear to them that the police hadn't searched Armando's apartment yet. It was then that they once again began recording, this time catching something truly shocking on camera.
He has gloves.
He has gloves.
He has gloves
He has
in
gloves.
his hands.
He has gloves.
Gloves and what else?
The blanket.
Oh my God, that is my blanket. Oh my God, call the police.
As they watched, Armando carried a blanket that had once belonged to one of Mia's family members and that had since been given to Miya into his apartment.
He knows what we look like, and he's looking to see
He
who's
walked up
following
to
him
us.
or whatever. Where the are the police?
Miya, Kaylee, call them back.
I'm
He's
videotaping.
Don't you?
Send me videotape too.
I'm videotaping him. That's why I can't call.
As unsettling as this discovery was, the incident with Armando was far from over, and it would only become more chilling. Later, Mia's Aunt Simone shared with detectives what had happened after they stopped filming.
Someone's got I started trembling. I couldn't drive anymore. I just pulled in. Another Hispanic guy got out of another car, 2 cars down, came across the street. He videotaped the truck, videotaped me. He took pictures of me. He took pictures of my license plate. Then he told me, get out of your truck. Get out of your truck. I didn't get out. He laughed. Crossed the street. He went back, and he does this again.
This behavior, along with the discovery of Mia's blanket, seemed to solidify, for her family at least, that Armando was behind Mia's abduction. However, this interaction with Armando would come back to haunt them in the most chilling way. Armando then left his apartment, but returned 10 minutes later. When police were able to find Armando and tell him that they wanted to look inside his apartment, he surprised everyone. He gave permission for Mia's family to search through his apartment while the
Everything's
police
gone.
stood by.
Because I wonder, the guy that approached him, is that a family friend? Is that a cousin, a homeboy, somebody that knows him?
Yeah.
And he was like, hey, you know what I'm saying?
Like a quilt type of
Yeah,
blanket?
like a quilt, like blanket-like thing. So if you see it, just let me know. That'll just give more bolster to the search warrant.
It appears that this frantic search was not recorded, but Mia's family didn't find her blanket. It seemed that when Armando left, he must have disposed of the blanket. Either way, no other evidence was found, as Armando wasn't arrested or even brought in for questioning. In fact, soon after, he ended up leaving his apartment around 3 p.m. Approximately an hour and a half later, he was officially named as a suspect in Mia's disappearance. But to her family's frustration, he was already gone. His apartment was then secured, and at around 6 p.m., more than 24 hours after she was last seen or heard from, the Orange County Sheriff's Office released a missing persons bulletin for Miya. By now, it was becoming clear to at least some that the police knew they hadn't started their investigation as soon as they should have.
Right.
Oh, you know, check the report. I just, I mean, if they saw the blood and everything, it doesn't take long for. That was the end of it. Just some miscellaneous papers and stuff. Passport, about 30 euros. Wallets, checkbook.
It was around this time that calls began flooding into the police department, but not to aid in the search for Miya, but rather because Armando's friends were calling to complain about Mia's family and their investigation.
Yesterday, they pulled up to my house. I don't know if they were following my friend Armando, because my friend Armando, supposedly he was talking to the girl that's missing. I had no idea what was going on. I came to my house, and then some fat bald guy came to my house. He was yelling at my friend, "Oh, you kidnapped my daughter! You kidnapped my daughter!" I'm like, I don't really know what's going on. I literally just came from my girlfriend's house. What's going on? I'm confused. He was, "Oh, my daughter's missing. He kidnapped my daughter."
Her daddy ain't even bald head. So what are you talking about?
He just said some fat bald-headed guy.
But Miya dad.
So who the fat bald-headed guy? Shut up, y'all. If y'all don't know what's going on, then shut up. She's missing. So obviously her family is worried.
But he was talking
if that
to
was
her,
your
man.
family member, your sister, your daughter, your whoever, you would do the same thing.
And niggas lie on their dick every day, bro. He told y'all he was talking to her. And it was showing y'all the IG photos and shit. And y'all, ooh.
No, he obsessed
with her. Armando, she's hot, man.
I'm like, I don't understand what's going on. I'm like, I'm so confused. And then they just came to my house. They were at my house and just like arguing. I'm completely lost now.
But even Armando's friends had questioned him about his possible involvement in Mia's disappearance.
Yeah. And I was trying to ask him, like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? And my mom was on the phone too. I'm like, my mom was like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? Are you 100% sure? And I was trying to like, make sure, because that's someone's child that's missing. Yeah. I was like, yo, you sure you didn't do anything? He was like, nah, I didn't do anything. And my mom prayed for him on the phone. My mom said, if you didn't do anything, God will protect you. And if you did something, you will reap what you sow.
Along with looking for Miya, law enforcement continued to search for the now missing Armando. Based on him using the maintenance key fob to enter Mia's apartment a half hour before she returned home from her shift, the search escalated when an even more disturbing piece of information was revealed. Jessica Decker, a manager at Arden Villas, had found something strange.
Then the other thing that concerned me was there was an on-call message last night at around 7:01, and the message said, "This is Tristan Thompson. Is on the first floor. It's just on the opposite side of the apartment."
Yeah.
And it said the AC was out.
Okay.
It's a female unit, and an officer went over there the evening and knocked on the door, and they didn't call emergency maintenance.
Okay.
And that concerns me because of the timing of the last fob reading, which was 7:16, where her fob was used, but nothing was locked. So we got that on call at 7:01.
Mm-hmm.
He called my leasing manager at 7:11 saying that the gate wasn't letting people in, and she had to talk him through how to manually turn it off.
It was now clear that the fake maintenance call had actually been made by Armando, and the call he made at 7:11 p.m. to the office staff to open the gate on the night of Mia's disappearance had been his attempt to establish an alibi. Police also suspected that since he was probably not actually at the gate, he was the one to use Mia's key fob just 5 minutes later.
Right.
So, Miya possibly was already deceased. Oh.
A press conference was scheduled for 1 p.m. on Monday, September 27th, but that planned media briefing was postponed when a shocking discovery was made. Armando had finally been found, but it wasn't the result anyone was hoping for. His body was discovered in an apartment complex in Seminole County.
I felt so defeated, this was the person we wanted to talk to, to find out, just say something, you know what I mean? Like,
Nothing in Armando's interactions with Mia's family had given any suggestion of his intention to escape justice in this way.
he was way too confident in how he was. He did not come across as discombobulated at all. He came across more like frustrated that we were bothering him.
Yeah, maybe the case.
You understand what I'm saying?
Despite this shocking development, there was still no sign of Miya.
Getting dark again.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? It's a little girl, and she's out there by herself. You know what I mean?
Right,
we don't know. We don't know where she is.
I know.
We don't know if he's done something to her. We have all this time.
We are trying.
Tragically, just over 1 week after she went missing, Mia's body was found on Saturday, October 2nd, 5 days after Armando was found dead. Mia's body was discovered in a wooded area behind timber-scan condos in Orange County. She was found with her red purse and wallet, wearing jeans, a bra, and a robe, and a necklace with her name.
Jeans, bra,
So she was. Her dad said it perfectly.
He knew exactly.
She was in the bathroom getting ready. He was underneath the bed. The dad already put the pieces together.
He was waiting for her, and she didn't see him. So when she probably got home, she probably did go and right straight to the bathroom. Let me get ready, freshen up, because she was trying to go.
She was trying to leave the
so
next
she can go. Or for her flight or whatever.
You know what? Because she told him I had class. She probably didn't have class.
Yeah, she actually had work. She was getting off her shift.
No, he asked her what you doing tomorrow. And
tomorrow. She said work or class, and she said class, but she was
also they said she was planning on coming home. Taking a flight.
Yeah, that's right.
So she ain't gonna let you know.
I'm not about to let you know my full. I'm not my every move. That's sad, man.
Area behind timber-scan condos in Orange County. She was found with her red purse and wallet, wearing jeans, a bra, and a robe, and a necklace with her name. Her body was mostly skeletonized and bound with black tape around her wrists, ankles, and across her mouth. Due to the state of her remains, a cause of death couldn't be determined. However, there seemed no doubt as to Armando's guilt. Mia's blood and hair was eventually found among some of Armando's belongings. According to Orange County Sheriff John Mina, we're not looking for any other people. We believe pretty conclusively that Armando Caballero is responsible for this crime, and there's not any other person or persons that we're looking for in this case. Given the evidence, including the broken jewelry found in her room, along with bloodstains, police speculate that when Miya entered her apartment, Armando attacked her, and a struggle ensued. Investigators believe he killed her in the room, and then, using her bedroom window, put her body into the trunk of his car. Just 46 minutes after Miya entered her apartment.
That's where he took her body through. Is that what you about to say?
No.
Go ahead.
The failure of the police department. There was a fucking tire track right there. You could have took photos of the tire track, could have looked at his tire and said, your tire matched these tire tracks. Why would you parallel park right here outside of her window? That right there automatically give you probable cause to search the car. You could have searched the trunk, found the blood evidence, and you could have locked his ass up.
Like I said,
they
not
didn't
dragging
try.
your feet, not saying, not thinking, oh, this is just not an urgent case. It's not try. This, it's not that. Like those first few hours of being reported, because again, this 4:30, 7 o'clock. You have this time frame. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
I ain't gonna hold you. There was a low key big gap of time frame of 2 hours.
Time frame, yeah.
And that's a lot of time.
It's yeah. So, but still.
Yes.
But still.
And he was hiding behind the suitcases because the suitcases was right there at that side of the bed. So she didn't see him when she came in because he was laying right behind the suitcases. So she just see the suitcases right there. She don't see him.
Put her body into the trunk of his car. Just 46 minutes after Miya entered her apartment at 5:06 p.m., Armando's vehicle was seen leaving Arden Villas. He then went to his apartment before returning again to Arden Villas for the fake maintenance call. Phone records and GPS data show that he then went to the woods where Mia's body was later found. The Marcano family eventually filed a wrongful death lawsuit against Arden Villas, claiming negligence in Armando having unfettered access to Mia's apartment. They also filed a lawsuit against the sheriff's office and 2 officers for civil rights violations and negligence, describing the department as failing miserably in its duties. There has yet to be a resolution for the lawsuit. Mia's law has been introduced to impose higher levels of background checks and limitations on the use of master keys, limiting access to private residences, and affording tenants the safety and security Miya deserved.
Her body decomposed so fast, bro. She was only out there for, what, a week? And she was already skeleton remains?
Yeah, that's enough time.
That's
out in the
fast.
open in Florida. It's hot.
It's hot, muggy. Yeah.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
Damn,
Because you know about.
sad.
Yeah. Like, that's a week. That's a long time when you think about it.
It's sad, though, bro.
Very sad.
That's sad, man. And all, like, it's like the basic, simple things. We literally have a tire trap mark right here. That simple tire trap mark. And y'all should have had better camera footage. In dark areas like that, there should have been a camera. And maintenance shouldn't even be knowing where all the cameras are at. Only people that needs to know where the cameras are, management, really the property manager and owners of the property.
You know something I'm also thinking? I'm going to keep thinking about it because I don't know. Because it won't make sense to me. When they was looking for her this entire time, when the family reported and the family was she still alive during it? During that time?
I doubt.
Because she got tape over her mouth. If I take your life at the apartment, why would I have to put tape over your mouth? Duct tape your wrists, your ankles. I wouldn't have to do that.
He moved her out.
You did that. She
was wounded. She wasn't deceased.
She was wounded. Yes, but I don't think
put
that
her
she
in
was
the trunk.
deceased. He put her in the trunk.
Because he possibly took her out to the woods and sexually assaulted her.
And then took her life and left her like that? Or did you take her somewhere else? Do what you... I don't... And that's my thing.
Because honestly, he assaulted her in some type of way. Because he fantasized about it.
Yeah.
So you don't do all that and not... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, so I'm also thinking about that too. Because I'm like... Like when he said duct tape mouth, I'm like, well, if he took her life at the apartment and put her in the back of the trunk,
and on the wrist,
yeah, that's what I said, and on the wrist and stuff, I wouldn't have to do that to someone that's already deceased,
unless he did it previously before and never took it off. It was a confrontation. He struggled. He duct taped her mouth, duct taped her hands, assaulted her, killed her. And then
just took her body. Unless that's the case. I don't know.
Unless
I am going to think about that. Because
46 minutes is a long time.
Because y'all really drug y'all feet. And I'm just thinking, I'm like, did everything take? I don't know. And then since we don't have
nobody see nothing? Because when... It was like in September.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody saw nothing? The sun's still out at 5 something. Even at 7.
Yeah. I guess not. I guess the area that she did say no one that side, no one really parks on that side for real. And I doubt if y'all have cameras, y'all should still have cameras on that side regardless.
And her bedroom also looked like it was a 1-bedroom. It looked like she didn't have any roommates. At the end, when they showed it, it looked... I could be wrong.
I can't remember if they mentioned something.
Because he bold as hell. She did have roommates, because you never know when the roommates are there.
True.
But to my viewer's view of it, it looks like she probably didn't have roommates. Damn, bro. And he's such a coward that he went out like that.
Yep.
Shout out to the family, though, bro. They saw the case way... Their dad had the case solved the same day.
And facts.
The dad knew, plotted, everything. Same day. He told y'all, hey, they're like, well, we can't rush.
Like
into
everything
anything.
is right here for y'all. Everything
We can't
is
rush
here.
into anything. You know, she hasn't been missing that long, so we're gonna wait. No,
I hate that, and that bothers me so bad. Okay, I remember when this first like.
I remember the whole case.
And
because I forgot that he did.
I forgot that too. I did. I forgot that, and
that
I remember
guilt
when I
anyway.
heard it. Facts, and I remember when he said it, when it was just said, and I remember when I heard it, I said, "You effing coward."
Mm-hmm.
Rest
Hey,
in
man.
peace to that baby girl, cause yeah.
Y'all spam us up in the comments, man. Y'all let us know y'all thoughts about it for us in the comment section down below. But until next time, y'all know how it go, man. I do go by the name DJ New Kid. This is
Sierra Nicole.
We are
Kid and C.
We are.
Peace.
Got a stack of flip for my folks. Dollar, 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 dollar. Please tell me you can hear me. Don't turn your back and don't neglect me. Just let me know if you need me. Dollar, 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 dollar. Let me watch out for my partners. Keep my money long, get my team strong. Let me run away from my problems.